going on, everyone? Here we are in Gulfport, Mississippi at this abandoned Shell gas station. This closed down about 5 years ago. It's been closed ever since. It's been all boarded up. That right next door used to be Subway. They had a real problem with homeless coming through here. This ain't exactly the nicest neighborhood. When that Subway closed, all the homeless would converge over here. They never could get rid of them. So one day they ended up shutting their doors and they never reopened. It did have a car wash. It is an older gas station. It does have, still has all the signage up. They have removed the gas pumps. I would still imagine the tanks are still on the ground. But nevertheless, abandoned's abandoned, and I thought we'd take a quick look around, check the place out. Who knows? This might turn into a gym. Let's go check it out. The restrooms were out in the back on the outside. As you can see, it's all been boarded up. You can still see the sign by the road. It is for sale. I say this was built in the 80s maybe. It's got the old style Shell logo right here. There's a good look at the canopy. Like I said, I bet the tanks are still on the ground. Like I said, this has been closed for almost 5 years. Now, a couple years ago, you could look inside. Since then, they've had to board it all up. I would imagine the homeless have come through here and they've broken out all these windows. They've had to board the whole thing up. As you can see, it is for sale. Here's another look at your canopy right here from this angle. I'm not going to go over there too much. There's a homeless guy that lives over there. It's a shame. Press for service. You can tell this is definitely an older Shell gas station. I haven't seen one of those in a long time where you could press the button to call an attendant to come out and help you. Here's a good look at this side of it. It was a smaller gas station, wasn't a real big one. People in their trash. Look at that McDonald's right here. Of course, that's been repurposed over the years. That was the Subway right here. That closed down, I think, a year before the Shell did. Here's a good look at this side of the canopy. It's definitely hurting. It's a shame to see places like this. And, you know, I think the competition had a lot to do with it, too. Now, they did put a Shell gas station right across the street over in that corner, but look at the traffic. And it's also holiday season. And you're right off Interstate 10. The traffic through here is horrible, especially walking across this road. If you're not watching what you're doing, you will become a pancake. They've had to board up the car wash because they've had homeless staying in there. It's not going to be a real long video. It's going to be a shorter video. But we'll take a quick look at the car wash. You see where they've had to board it up. Look at that old McDonald sign right there. That was your old Subway right here. And like I said, when that closed down, the homeless, they converged over here. They'd hang out in this parking lot. They had a real problem with them. So I would surmise they probably had a problem with shoplifting. That was probably one of the bigger problems. Drugs, drinking in the parking lot. And I'm having to watch my P's and Q's here. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this is a really bad neighborhood. You see where they've ripped that apart to get into that car wash. I'm not going to attempt to do anything because I imagine the cops are watching. That would have shed shell right there, car wash. Look at the old machine. There's a good look at this gas station from this angle. Yeah, getting across that road, if you're not watching what you're doing, you will get smacked. And they do go 40, 50 miles an hour down this road. That I'd show you this, guys. You can definitely tell it was an older shell. I'd say maybe early 80s, mid 80s maybe. Like I said, that would have been your restrooms right here. Looks like at some point that caught on fire. I didn't notice that earlier. But there you go. You know, it's funny, I'm sure somebody in my comments will contradict everything I'm saying and tell me, oh no, that was a BP. But it clearly says shell right here, so you can't deny it. Now, when was that shell station put in? I would say a couple years ago. Then you've got a gas station literally right across the street. Walmart's right here, they have their own gas station. And I'm sure that some of it is that, you know, they could not keep up with the competition. I don't know what was here, maybe some signs. Look at the old street lamp. But I thought I'd show you guys the old Shell gas station. How cool. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Here from Gulfport, Mississippi. On to my next abandoned place. Love you guys. I'm going to catch you in the next video. See you next time.